Hey everybody, Rebecca here to do a quick wrap-up video of how the Low Spend Challenge 2023 went for me. If you're new to the channel and this happens to be your first video here, welcome. I am on YouTube showing my journey to reach financial independence and retire early, and I did this Low Spend Challenge 2023 in collaboration with a few other YouTubers out there. I will link to their channels down in the description box below, so you guys can go and check them out. Subscribe if you haven't, and I'm sure that they will do some low spend challenge update videos for 2023 as well as we approach the end of the year here. So how did it go for me in 2023 for my low spend challenge? First of all, I had two main goals for my challenge in 2023. The first one was to actually stick to my $600 a month food and household budget. So this was something that I was struggling to do all throughout 2022. I was blowing this $600 budget. And yes, I know groceries are expensive and inflation is a thing, but y'all, it was getting out of hand. I just was going to the grocery store without a plan, grabbing something if I thought I needed it or it looked good, or oh, I'll make that later, and throw it in the cart and not think too much about it. And that was destroying my food and household budget every month. So that was my challenge number one for me, was to stick to that budget and stay under $600 a month for the entirety of 2023. The other goal I set for myself was to not spend any more than $2,000 for the year on personal spending in 2023. So goal number one, how did I do? I would give myself like a B plus, I would say, for this goal at least. Did I stay underneath the $600 every single month in 2023? No, I did not. I had 3 months, technically 4, where I was over the $600. Now, the 3 months that I'm counting, I was over that $600 limit by less than $20 every month. So it was pretty darn close. And the other month where I went over was in August. Now, I went over by a good bit in that month, but I think I went over by like $200. But the reason was intentional. I knew I was going over, and I did it on purpose because in September I was going to be traveling to Sweden to see my husband, and my mom was going to come house sit for me here, and I wanted to stock up on some extra things to have around the house here for my pets, my dog and my cat, so that she would not have to purchase those things while I was out of the country. So I got extra dog food, extra cat food, and treats and toys and litter and all of that stuff for them. And that sent me pretty well over budget in August. But when I got back in September, I was well under budget because I spent the first half of September in Sweden. So when you average those 2 months together, what I spent on food and household for August and September, averaging those months together, I was under the $600. So I'm going to count that as a win, even though technically I went over in August. But it is what it is. It was intentional. So that's why I say I give myself overall a B plus at least for this first goal in the Low Spend Challenge 2023. As for the second part of the goal, I also passed this one. I will give myself an A on this. I had a goal to not spend more than $2,000 on personal spending throughout the year, and I stuck to this. At the end of December, I have $19.15 left that I could spend on personal spending. But given that it's the end of the year here, I don't think I'm going to do that. So I call this a win. I made it. I did not spend more than $2,000 on personal spending. So what are some lessons that I've learned from this low spend challenge? Several, actually. One being that when I'm actually paying attention and planning, I can stick to the $600 food and household budget. Even when I was going over budget before, I made a point not to really, buy things that I end up not using, they go bad, and I end up having to throw them away. I was big about not being wasteful, but shopping without a plan as far as meal prep for the week, it just meant that I was grabbing whatever kind of looked good, and I would make it at some point. But just because something is on sale doesn't mean you really need to stock up on it if you're not going to use it soon. You think you're saving money, and sure, in the long run, I guess you are. But if you're doing that consistently every single month, you're not really saving money, are you? You're just spending more money than you plan to month when you're buying all the sales all the time. So yeah, that's something that I have learned to do, is that just because something is on sale doesn't mean that I have to take advantage of that sale right at that moment. You feel like you're saving money, but I think that's how you really just get sucked into spending more than you normally would. So yeah, just really paying attention and having a plan on my grocery budget has really helped me stick to that food and household category this year. And as for the personal spending, so I have been doing budget review videos on YouTube here since 2018. I have never missed a monthly budget review since I started my channel. And one thing I have never done until this year is have a line item in my budget for personal spending. I've never done that before, and I know that it's pretty common for people to do that on their channels. A lot of people do like having a certain set amount that they can spend every month just on personal spending. Me, I'm the type of person that, honestly, it's probably a character flaw, but every bit of extra money that I have, I think about what goal I want to put that towards. And if I'm not putting it towards that goal, then it feels like a little bit of a failure to me, I have to say. Is that a healthy mindset? No, it probably is not. But that's the truth. That's just how I'm wired. I feel like if I have an extra $100 in a month, $100 is a significant amount of money, so I should put that towards my long-term goals. I shouldn't just be spending it on something that I won't even remember what I spent it on by the end of the month, So that being said, I never had a personal spending line item in my budget before, and honestly, I did not think that I would like it in 2023, but I did it just to keep myself in check, to be able to remind myself how much money I had left to spend for the low spend challenge of 2023, because I didn't want to go over my goal for the year. So I have to say that I do like having the personal spending line item in there. Now, going forward in 2024, am I going to give myself a set amount to spend every month? No. Am I going to set another $2,000 limit for myself in 2024? No. Am I going to do another low spend challenge for 2024? Honestly, no. But I do like having that personal spending line item in my budget, even if I don't give myself a set amount, because from month to month in 2024, I can keep track of how much I am spending in that category. And as the total goes up throughout the year, if I feel like it's getting a little out of hand, then I can keep myself in check. So when in previous years I did not have the personal spending line item in there, what usually happened was, I would buy something off Amazon, as we do, and the Amazon purchases and stuff would just add up like crazy throughout the year. And you don't even realize how much you're spending on personal spending items on Amazon, because you also get things that you need off of there, right? So I would have like an Amazon line item in my budgets every month, and it would be a pretty sizable number, but I wouldn't be able to really tell you how much of that stuff was a need versus a want. So now when I buy things off Amazon, if it's an order of just personal spending, that's where it's going to go, in my personal spending line item. if it is things that I need for me, like vitamins, whey protein, things for the household that I need, then that will be budgeted in a separate category in my budget. So this is going to be able to let me keep myself in check a lot easier, having the personal spending line item in the budget every month. So that actually surprised me. That was something that I was not expecting to have out of this low spend challenge, but it's something that I'm going to incorporate and keep doing going forward. So if you have never tried a low spend challenge yourself, I would encourage you to give it a try. I mean, you can come up with your own rules for your low spend challenge, whatever you feel is applicable to your life and your situation. You know, I did what worked for me and what I wanted to challenge myself to do for 2023. And the other collaborators that did this low spend challenge with me, they had their own rules for their challenge. So again, check out their channels. I'll link them down below in the description. But overall, this 2023 low spend challenge was a really good challenge for me to do. It was a learning opportunity. I feel like I have had some growth from the challenge. Things did not go perfectly throughout the low spend challenge for 2023, but yeah, I learned a lot from it. I enjoyed it. It definitely was a challenge. The other thing about having that personal spending limit is that it really reinforced the need to have that moment of pause whenever you come across something that you want. And when you are fortunate enough to have a little bit of cash flow from month to month and you're able to just purchase things without a whole lot of thought beforehand, it's easy for that to get out of hand. You end up spending a lot more than you realize sometimes. So this low spend challenge, giving myself that annual limit of no more than $2,000, really did reteach me to take that just moment of pause before buying something that I really want, even if I think that it would improve my life a lot. For example, one big thing that I almost bought but did not for 2023 was a self-cleaning automatic litter box. I do have a cat, and it would be really nice to not have to scoop the litter box myself and keep it clean. But, you know, these fancy automatic litter boxes, y'all, they are pricey. They're like $600-700, some of them. And when you think about, you know, the convenience factor and not having to scoop a litter box yourself for years upon years, you could justify that it would be worth it. But I almost bought one, and then I thought, you know, that would be a huge chunk of my $2,000 limit all spent in one go. So I didn't do it. And looking back now, honestly, I'm glad that I didn't. Scooping the litter box, it doesn't take that much time or that much effort every day. It's just a couple of minutes. It's not a big deal. So yeah, overall, the Low Spend Challenge 2023, it was a great experiment for me to do. I loved it. Even though I loved it, I'm not going to do it again for 2024. I'm just going to take the lessons that I've learned and implement the things that I wanted to implement going forward in 2024. I'm going to keep that personal spending line item in my budget. I'm going to keep meal prepping and sticking to a grocery plan every week, so that way I can hopefully stick to my food and household budget of $600 a month too. But I'm not going to do another hard low spend challenge for 2024. I'm just going to keep all of the positive lessons that I have learned from doing the challenge this year and keep using them going forward in 2024. So if any of you out there also did a low spend challenge in 2023, let me know how it went down in the comment section down below. It is the time of year to be accountable. We're at the end of the year here, so let me know how it went for you guys down in the comment section below. And if you're going to try this challenge in 2024, let me know what your goals are. Thanks for watching as always, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys.